to episode 10 of the Sitch, a bi-monthly show from the UC Davis School of Veterinary Medicine Cooperative Extension. We've had over 1,000 views of this series so far, so thank you very, very much for all your support. Very much appreciated. As a reminder, the goal of the Sitch is to provide you, the backyard poultry enthusiast, with science-based information with just a little sophisticated 47-year-old dad humor. To that point, what day do chickens hate most? Fridays! Anyway, remember, if there are chicken topics you want covered that might be confusing, not well covered, or just need to be reinforced, feel free to reach out to me at drcluck@ucdavis.edu. I have a long list of topics that I want to talk about that I think are important, but would love to hear what ideas you guys have. So today, we're going to talk about polychlorinated biphenyls, or as most people are familiar with them, they're called PCBs, and we're going to talk about their presence in backyard eggs. This will be our second episode focusing on a toxic substance that can be found in eggs from backyard chickens. And like episode 9, where we talked about lead in eggs, we don't really know very much about the overall risk of PCBs in eggs from backyard chickens. First of all, what are PCBs? PCBs are a class of fire-resistant coolants that were used in electronics, capacitors, transformers, and a gazillion other products. They were banned in the US in 1979, but unfortunately, they still persist in the environment. PCBs have been detected in the air, water, and soil throughout the world. The good news is that the levels are going down and they're decreasing, but we've all probably been exposed to them at low levels, usually through the consumption of contaminated foods such as fish and other meats, but we can also get them from fruits and veggies. So reason number 1,000,000, wash your fruits and veggies before you eat them. A higher levels, PCBs can cause problems, which is why they are designated as a probable carcinogen. In a recent citizen science study from our lab, where we looked for various toxic chemicals in eggs from backyard chickens in California, this was the same study we talked about in episode 9 with respect to lead in backyard eggs, we found that 43% of the 344 backyard premises we surveyed had PCB levels in their eggs that exceeded California's threshold for PCB exposure on a daily basis. It's important to note that exposure and toxicity are complicated by the reality that, for example, pregnant women have a much lower toxic threshold of PCBs than an adult male, for example. So it's unclear how backyard chickens are exposed to PCBs, but one likely possibility is their presence in soil. And since chickens love to eat off the ground, you can connect the dots on how ingestions of PCBs is likely to occur in our backyard birds. If you're concerned, reach out to your state's animal diagnostic laboratory or a private animal diagnostic laboratory and ask if they test for PCBs in eggs as part of a chicken necropsy. Ask if they test for PCBs in eggs and also as part of a chicken necropsy. I do know that the Michigan State University Diagnostic Lab and a company called Eurofins also test for PCBs. There are likely others, but those are the two I'm familiar with. What if they find PCBs? What can you do? I suggest either removing the topsoil or raising your birds on raised beds, like raised flower beds, with new topsoil. Unfortunately, we don't really know once you take away the source, the PCBs in the soil, for example, we don't know how long it takes for the eggs to become PCB free, so you might have to get your eggs tested again. In summary, PCBs can be found in our backyard chicken eggs, and if you're concerned, finding a diagnostic lab that can test them is a completely reasonable step toward confirming your backyard chickens are producing healthy, nutritious eggs. I hope this was helpful, and again, if you'd like to ask questions or have other topics you'd like covered, feel free to reach out to me at drcluck@ucdavis.edu. Thank you.